Oh, hey, this is Trooper Joe looking at my Robert Frost book because I'm going to read that poem again. But how's everybody doing? I hope everybody's had a great time since we last talked. I have some news I just want to tell you a little bit that next week ArchAngel of Return to Chivalry will be on Thursday because I'll be out of town on Wednesday. I'll be just getting back into town actually, but it'll be too late to get to the radio station. So rather than try to just have something hurry, I'm going to be on Thursday. So mark your calendars. Mark your calendar. Those are the things that are in the kitchen someplace on the wall or the refrigerator. That ArchAngel will be same time but on Thursday. So y'all can tune in. Yeah. So I hope everybody's been having a great time with life. We've been talking about who am I, and I hope some people have been looking at trying to figure out who they are. Might have kicked it. Am I still there?
Still there.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the ArchAngel Cupid Studio is getting crowded. It's a good studio. Yeah, that's our name. We're going to have another contest probably in a few weeks anyways about something. We don't know what it'll be, but it'll be something exciting. And then we'll have another winner, and that'll be a good thing because we like winners. But anyway, we've been talking about who am I, you know, how to define yourself, why it's important to define yourself, and why it's, you know, so just rehash that a little bit before we get into some more stuff. You know, who am I is important because without you knowing who you are, you're at the mercy of other people basically to tell you what it is that's important for you to do because you don't have any idea of who you are. And who am I? Not, you know, when you know who you are, you know, you're able to go through life to do things. You know, because you know what you like, so you do these things. So, and who am I, you know, also makes you be able to use these two weapons that are really the most important weapons. That's one of them, some of the most important. You know, how to be deliberate and how to be consistent. You know, how to take risks. Who am I is a very important way and a very important walk of life. And that's, you know, but we'll talk about that a little bit too because I'm doing this like this because I want to talk about this girl who shot her mother in Illinois and stuff for a minute. A 15-year-old girl. Her life is ruined now. She waited in the house for her mother to come home, and her mother came home. She told her mother to put a towel on her head, and then she shot her in the head. And the body stayed in the living room where she shot her for one day, and then she moved the body to the bedroom, her and a friend. Another little young girl moved the body in the bedroom, put a sheet over it, tried to clean up the mess. Couldn't clean up the mess, you know, from the blood spatter from the shot, and burned the house down. Firemen come find the dead lady in the house. What's wrong with this picture? This is a sad world, man. This is wrong. 15-year-old girl, she's finished. Another 15-year-old girl, she was so remorseful. She was the one who told the police that was helping her. You know, and it's like this is just unreal. One, where does a 15-year-old little blonde-headed, blue-eyed white girl get a .38 caliber revolver? Where do you get those? In the grocery store? No. Do you get them in the library? No. Do you get them from your little teacher at school? No. Where do you get these? 15-year-old little girls get .38 caliber revolvers. And why would you think that it's a good idea to shoot your mother in the head? It's like, this is a sad world, and this world, to quote the great Joker from the first Batman, this world needs an enema. There's just too much of this stuff going on that it's becoming commonplace, and it's becoming something that everybody, like, if you got a little problem with somebody, here's a gun, go shoot them. And then the little girl wrote on the Facebook, about how much she really loved her mother. You know, how much she almost like adored her mother and hoped that her mother's doing fine where she is. This is madness, folks. This is madness. But something must be triggering this kind of behavior. Now, this isn't the only kind of behavior that's going on out there. At the same time, in another part of the country, some people, they finally beat their 3-year-old daughter to death. They've been beating the kids severely for a long time for discipline that they had to put makeup on these people, on the child and stuff. It's insane the way we choosing to live our lives. You know, this is it seems to me that's the only thing that's happening. We're choosing to live our lives at the lowest kind of point that we can find. You know, we're anarchy too high. We just we don't want anarchy because there might be a couple of rules to that. We want just even lower than the anarchy of anything goes. You know, it's unreal. It's dangerous, obviously, because people are dying. People are dying out there, and we're seen to be using it as entertainment. You know? Even me, I suppose I'm just as guilty as everybody else. I'm using this type of stuff as wonderment to, like, what makes somebody want to do something like that? People are acting like it's an easy thing to kill somebody. Because I mean, maybe the little girl said, "Oh, I can't look at my mama, so Mom, put this towel over your head." You know, when she walked in the door, well, she got this 38 on it, and then when she put the towel over her head because she couldn't see the face now, shot him in the head. Like, is this a cartoon? Now that you can't see your mother's face, that it's okay to shoot her in the head now, so you can handle that type of situation. And with these other couple who finally beat their baby to death, a 3-year-old child, is it okay to put makeup and try to hide those bruises on this kid? It's like, because you don't want to look at that face either. What's wrong with you people out there? And in Chicago, we got, I don't know how many deaths going on in Chicago, and all kinds of nonsense like that. It's like, Will's here, Will Trooper, he likes to look up the deaths in Chicago because he knows that that's a sickness.
Well, it is true. And as of today, year to date, we have shot and killed 336 deaths, shot and wounded exactly on the button 1,600 deaths, shootings, 1,600 shootings in shot and wounded. Total shot 1,936.
1,936
shootings. And out of the 1,936 shootings, 336 resulted in death.
From one city, folks.
One city.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And a lot of this comes from, like, what we've been investigating right now. Who am I? It's like they have no idea who they are, obviously. It's like they have no vision of a future, because why would you think shooting people means that you're not going to go to jail or get shot yourself? Why would you even fathom that if you shoot somebody, that nothing's going to happen to you? There's got to be some disconnect here with reality someplace, because there's consequences to shooting people. You know, you go at the very least, you go to jail. And then you don't have any worth after that. Somebody's telling you who you are after that. They put a big sticker sign on you saying, convict. You know, here, wear these orange clothes. They eat this oatmeal mush in the morning. You know, you don't have any freedoms. You have nothing, right? And you just walk around through life with no desires to be anything more. But you come out of a situation where looks like you had no desires to be anything more anyway, unless you were desiring to be a cartoon. The only thing I can see that has any rationality to that is cartoons. And I'm talking Bugs Bunny, folks. I'm talking Bugs Bunny with the little, what is he, Swedish or something like that? He's always hunting the rabbit.
Elmer Fudd?
Yeah, so hunting and shooting at the rabbit and all this kind. This is what I'm talking about, because I'm believing that these people don't talk any better than Elmer Fudd. They don't think any faster than Elmer Fudd. And it's like a big old game to go kill the rabbit. You know? It's a cartoon. It has to be a cartoon, because I cannot believe that we live in a society where it has become such an accepted norm that it's real. It is real, but accepted. So it must be a cartoon, folks. It must be a cartoon. I'm asking everybody out there in the country to change the station. You know, it really put on something else. Turn the TV off. Put the video game down. You know, there's no reset button on life. And I'm just not talking about the life that you're taking, or the life that's been injured. And all those other lives out there, what it was, 1900 I think or something, just to round it off, for that was shootings and stuff, 1600 that was shot. Mm-hmm. How many other lives are affected by that is just, you know, that's unfathomable too. That number, because of that shooting, that got to be well into the hundreds of thousands. You know, the children that are affected because they don't have a parent or a mother or a father anymore. The grandparents that are affected because they lost their little Johnny or something. Even if their Johnny was 55 years old, it's still their child. The spouses that are affected. The friends, the boyfriends, the girlfriends. Everybody that's affected. What do we do because we play a little game like that? We'll have school counselors come and talk to the kids at school, because this shooting took place 2 miles away from the school. So the kids have been affected by that, so we have to have our counselor come to school, and in case the kids need to have some counseling, and then we'll give them some Prozac, and maybe everybody can just be singing the Kumbala song, and it'd be really nice. It doesn't work like that, folks. We need to change the station on those cartoons. We need to stop just rallying around our own personal kind of issues that we want. We need to get those issues that are really going to have an effect on today's society. You know? Yeah, this would be a good thing. Today's society doesn't look like it has a great chance. I'm not going to say that. There are some in today's society who's got a phenomenal shot at being wealthy, happy, and very, very secure in what they're doing. There are others in today's society, they don't have a prayer. And they're just building up more and more roadblocks so that they don't have to succeed. They don't have to take a risk. Because the little 15-year-old girl, she's finished. She's finished. She's a little 15-year-old girl. She's not going to be walking around normal after this anymore. And hopefully those people who beat their babies to death, they're finished too. I hope they're all finished and stuff. I hope they, and you know, I know there's Corys and stuff that'll be placed on and be hard to get a job. It's hard to get a job now. If you're coming out of college with a law degree, it's hard to get a job. It's rough out there, folks, but that doesn't mean that you go about just killing people. That's not the answer to anything. The answer has to come in some other way. And like I say, the first start to that answer is, who am I? To know who you are, giving you a leg up on being able to take on the world in a rational way and increase your wealth. You know? Increase your happiness and to do things that an archangel like. It's not easy to be an archangel. It's very difficult, you know. An archangel actually, you know, because it works the way it works is that the privilege is given, but the privilege is something that's not handed out. There's no tangible here. Thanks for doing this for me. Here's $1. That ain't even it. You do something for somebody, you know, because it's the right thing. And that's all you get, is the privilege of knowing you did the right thing. So that's a good thing. But let's get on to who am I now. So who am I? Remember? Just who am I right here? I'm Trooper Joe. That's how you start. You know who you are. You know your name. You know? You know your age. You know your nationality. You know, I heard a story once, and how does it go? I'll just paraphrase it a bit like this. This one guy, he was a phenomenal basketball player. I think that's what he played in high school and college. But then he got injured, and he ended up in a wheelchair and stuff. But this didn't stop the guy. He was already the basketball player. You know, he knew that was him. He knew who he was. He was a basketball player. So after he went through recoveries and stuff like that, he went back to the basketball court. You know, to shoot baskets and play a little basketball and stuff. And people were saying, "Oh, so great! He's coming here and everything like that, and he's injured and with his wheelchair." And he finally had to tell the people, "I didn't come here with the wheelchair. The wheelchair came here with me." You know, so he knew who he was. You know, the wheelchair didn't define him now as somebody to be looked at in a different way. He was still the basketball player. You know, he just was in a wheelchair. He knew who he was, and this is the important part about knowing who you are. And once you know who you are, you develop into becoming who you know you are. The guy, he never stopped being the basketball player. He still probably got a great shot, you know, and he probably can play some good basketball player. Probably plays in the wheelchair league. Doesn't matter about the wheelchair league or the difficulty in playing the sport. He's still the basketball player. You know, the wheelchair comes with him, not he brings the wheelchair. You know, and that's a powerful way of looking at who you are. You know, if you're a seamstress, you know, and you like sewing and making things and designing dresses and shirts and all kinds of things like this, that's who you are. You know, and that's who you become. You become the seamstress. But you also might like something else. You also might like cooking. So you might be a seamstress and a cook, because that's who you are. There's no limitations on how much of you can be. You can be all the you want to be. But first you have to figure out who you are. But if somebody tells you, like people was trying to tell him about him coming with the wheelchair, you know, and they were telling him like that, gonna take and put this guy into a slot now. You're an invalid. You're this. You're that. You're a poor soul. Oh shit! Society's not good. Look what it's done to this guy who liked playing basketball and all these things like that. Look at him now. He has to be with that wheelchair and stuff like that. Yeah, and that's what society would do to you. In that case, it's visible. And his response that he's still him. The wheelchair just came with him. Not that the wheelchair defines him. You know, that's just something. He came just like a pair of sneakers that you wear. You put on a great $300 pair of sneakers and go on the basketball court, and if you stink, you still stink. It doesn't matter. If you didn't know that you could be the best, then you still gonna be somebody with a $300 pair of sneakers, because the sneakers didn't come with you. The sneakers defined you. See, so that's the whole thing. You have to know who you are. So you have to look deep into yourself to find out who you are. And it's not easy. It's definitely not easy to find out who you are, because you can easily stop at any point in time. You could say, I really want to be the owner of a trucking company. You know, I think that would be so cool to own my own trucking company and do this and everything, and stop at being a delivery man. You know, it's like because it got too hard. and you let somebody else tell you can't own a trucking company. And it's like, well, why can't I own a trucking company? Because didn't I just say, listen, you watch my mouth. You can't own a trucking company. Okay, I understand now. So I'll just be the delivery man. Okay, you could be the delivery man, but you can't own a trucking company. No, you can own a trucking company and be the delivery man if you want to be. It's your company. You can do all those things. But you just have to know who you are and then do that. That's all you got to do. Just like being a musician. I've heard musicians. I've heard singers. There's a lot of singers out there. I don't think it's singers. But obviously there's a lot of people that think it's singing. But the one person that really thinks it's singing is them themselves. They think they're entertainers and singers. So what are they? You ask them, what are you? I'm an entertainer. I'm a singer. You know? And they become that singer because that's who they are. That's who they said they are. Can they sing? Some of them can't sing worth a shucks. What was that little blonde-headed girl who used to dance all the time? What's her name?
Britney Spears?
Britney Spears.
I don't know how I know what you're talking about.
Britney Spears. I love you, Britney. I love you. Don't get me wrong. You can't sing, you can't dance, but you certainly know who you are. Everybody else in the world do. Everybody know Britney Spears. But can you dance and sing? No. But did that stop you? No. You the one who said I can dance and sing. Shoot. So what everybody else do? They follow right along in lockstep. Oh yeah, she can sing. She can dance. I got a record and stuff. Girl, you ain't that good. But you're more than that good actually, because Britney Spears knows who Britney Spears is. And just because of that, you were able to excel. And anybody can do that. In anything that you choose, you can do that. All you got to do is just know who you are, and then comes the high part. Here's the high part, folks. It's called the work. That's the high part. You got to put the work into. Yeah, you have to put the work in. My poor boy, that brings his wheelchair when he goes to play basketball and stuff like that. He's still bringing it, and he's bringing the ball, and he's shooting the ball, and the hard work for him is to not let sympathy from other people get into his way of stopping him from, what are you doing? Practicing. You know, I'm moving with this chair, practicing. You know, that's the hard part. And the risk, he might fall over. You know, and he got to get up. He still has to train, folks, to have that fun that he wants to have. And Britney Spears, yeah, she need to go have singing lessons and dancing lessons and do all the things that Britney Spears has to do so that she can make those records and do that stuff. And that's the hard part. That's what the work she got to do. The easy part is to, you know, to go before somebody and show off your skills. The hard part is to put in the work to get to have those skills. So all the people out there, remember now, that's who you are. First, you are who you say you are, who you want to be. You know, that's after all these other things. You can put all these other obstacles in the way. You can put all these phenotype things in the way, and they'll just get in your way. I'm a black man, you know. And then you can preface, you know, or say after, I'm a black man, so I'm being held down by a white man. You know, you could say that if you want to, and you know what you'll be? You'll be a black man held down by a white man who don't even know that you're a black man, because they don't know you. But you're going to know that you're a black man and you're totally held down by a white man. All you got to do is say, oh yeah, I'm black man, African American. That's who you are. Be proud of that. Don't waste any time on any other kind of nonsense with that there. That's what you should do. Or even if somebody who's gay. Oh, I'm gay. Okay. If you're happy being gay, go ahead and be gay. But if you're happy and say, I can never accomplish anything because people don't like gay people, then you're a gay person who can never accomplish anything because you said people don't like gay people. It ain't that your homosexuality or the other person's nationality or somebody's educational status or somebody's wealth or any of those things have anything to do with you being who it is you want to be. Those are just part of you too. That's who you are. If you're a black homosexual, graduated from an Ivy League college and a millionaire, that's who you are. You know? If you're a black homosexual, dropped out of school in the 3rd grade, and you're living from hand to mouth, then that's who you are. You don't have to remain in either one of those situations. Those are you don't have to remain in the final situation, in the environmental situation, in the place where you put yourself, where you aspire to be, because there's always something after that. If you're the black man, homosexual, Ivy League educated millionaire who has always wanted to be an astronaut, go be the astronaut. You know? Go be the astronaut. Or if you always wanted to be a short order cook, go be the short order cook. You know? You can do that. And people do that. This sounds crazy, but there are people out there that got everything that you think that you would want, but that's not them. You know, that's something that they were just forced into being. They say, "Ah, man, I went to this school. I went to the high-end high school and then the high-end college, and I became a high-end lawyer and stuff like that." And then when you asked them, and truthfully, what did you want to be? I wanted to be a short order cook. You know, I thought it was cool to flip hamburgers and stuff like that, and interact with the people in the morning serving their breakfast and leaning over there. This is what they wanted to be. They never got to be who they wanted to be. Were they successful? Yeah. Were they happy? Most of the time, except when they go into some breakfast diner and if they don't buy it, they're always looking at that guy flipping the hamburgers, flipping the bacon into eggs, and say, "Man, I could do that. I could do that. I can do that." You know, they're not complete. Just like it's more obvious when you're looking at somebody from the lower level, because then there's so many different things that you would believe, not them, that they want to be. Yeah. So it's easier to see the guy who's a short order cook saying, "Oh, I would always wanted to be the CEO of that company across the street." And the CEO of that company across the street, well, he's always looking, "I always wanted to be that short order cook," because those are the two things. And if he's sincere, the short order cook, because he wanted to be that, and he didn't do anything to try to achieve that goal of being that CEO position across the street, he'll never reach his happiness either. No more than the guy who's the CEO across the street, and he can't step back to just say, but he can't. He's got more chance to reach his thing, because when he retires, he can retire and he can say, "I'm going to get me a job as a short order." There's more possibilities for him to become a short order cook and fulfill his lifelong dream than there is for the short order cook when he retires to say, "I'm going to be the CEO of this." But here's the big but, folks. Knowing who you are and stuff like that, and if you're willing to take the risk and you're willing to put the work in, there's no reason either that short order cook could not have made all kinds of arrangements for himself and done all kinds of things while he was still being that short order cook. For when he retired, he was going to create a company and become the CEO. There's no reason why he can't do that. As long as he knows who he is, he can do this stuff. And as long as you understand that it takes a lot of work. It's not an easy thing just to walk out of your existence and to do something different. Or even before that, to accept that this is what you want to do. And accept the challenges that comes with doing what you want to do. You know, that's the hard part, because that's a lot of work. Oh, CEO, that don't mean he's gonna be a great short order cook. You know, he doesn't know how to do that. He knows how to order. I think 2 eggs over with some bacon and some whole fries. You know, he don't know how to make them. Oh, short order cook, he said, I got that boy. Boom, it's over. That's over. Bacon here, home fried, all on the plate, a little salt. There you go. You know? He got it fancy now, you know. He knows how to do that. Yeah, CEO, he's gotta put in the work, take the risk of dropping them eggs on the floor, getting laughed at because he can't. Just like everybody else, you gotta start from the lowest levels and work upwards. No matter where you are, you still have to start at the lowest level if that's what you really wanted to do. And I know it sounds silly and stuff like that, but I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that CEOs that wanted that big Fortune 500 companies and stuff that really wanted to be something else. Fate just intervened and they were able, because of their family connection could be, or because of somebody else pushed them in this direction, I don't know, and they became CEOs and stuff. You know, in CEOs of Fortune 500, I think there's like 12% that only have a high school diploma. Yeah, they don't have MBAs and all this stuff like this. This is something that the MBAs and all these type of things like that. These are things that everybody else who want to be that, but don't have the nerve and the courage put in as obstacles. Yeah. They say, oh, I can't be that because I can't afford to go to college and get the MBA to become the CEO. But 12% of the Fortune 500, they only got high school diplomas. Yeah, and and these are the Fortune 500. These are the ones that are successful and working. And so, obviously, the people that, to me anyway, the people who always wanted to do something like that but don't have the courage or their own self-determination or their own high degree of self-worth to go on and attempt to become that, put these obstacles in there. No MBA, no law degree, no this, no that, a whole bunch of no's. I can never be that. It takes too long. You can put all those things in there because you know who you want to be. You just don't want to put the work in to be that person. And that's okay. That's life. That's what we do all the time in life. Now, I'm going to take a quick couple of breaks here and see what we got for sponsorship and stuff like that. I think we got a new one. I think we got a new one, folks. That's right. We're moving forward. Yeah, that's right. And we can do that. When we come back, we'll be talking a little bit more about who am I. This off?
Served weekdays for those who want to dine in is basil and spice lunch specials.
I've heard this
For
one.
$11.95, you have your choice of garlic pork, lemongrass chicken, pad king chicken, or spicy tofu and vegetables. All lunch specials include a salad and Thai rolls. Basil and spice lunch specials are available Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Stop by and try out the lunch specials.
I'm gonna ask my boy Rollins, because we got to go to dinner the 21st. Yeah, I'm gonna ask him. Say, look at Kevin. Now I know, because he won the battle. You ever heard of the Battle of the Bands?
Yep.
His little band won the first Battle of the Bands. Yeah, I wanna. Now he's a concert pianist. He's got 3 Stradivariuses. Who the hell are these 3 Stradivariuses? You know, he has 3 Stradivariuses, and he plays a concert a concert violin and all this stuff. But I'm wondering, do you still see yourself wanting to be that little boy who was won Battle of the Bands and stuff like that? Yeah, in all honesty, you know. I mean, that's powerful. Cause he was CEO of Fortune 500. Yeah, and I'm sure that there's some CEOs out there who really dislike being a short order cook.
Well, because of the stress that comes with being a CEO. I don't think they want to just be a short order cook just because they're in love with the job. I think they want to be a short order cook because it just seems like it's much more simple.
It looked like fun. But like I say, you interact with the customers and stuff, you know. People say, oh yeah, he's a real good guy, because you gave him like, throw a little bit of extra home fries on there. Yeah, all these kind of things that you can do that you can't do as a CEO. You can do, but you know, it's kind of frowned on. Giving people extra home fries as a CEO.
Truth is here, and I'm going to tell you guys about Sake Bomb Bistro. If you're in the mood for the best Asian cuisine you can find, look no further, because Sake Bomb Bistro is the place for you. From their appetizers, sushi starters, and soups and salads, you can begin your meal with some flavorful dishes. And for the main course, you can try your hand at a wide variety of foods, such as the chef's special maki rolls, noodles and rice, and my favorite, Sake Bomb Bistro's exclusive spicy crab rangoons. If you like to sit at the sushi bar and maki in front of your eyes, inside the kitchen, their artisan dishes are prepared and presented with creative artistry and premium. Their full cocktail bar serves the best Polynesian
go down there Friday and get some after
of wine and sake. This is the perfect place for you.
I'm probably going to go next, not this Friday. I'm meeting with some other people by next Friday.
Check out their 5-star rating on Yelp. Whenever people go to Sake Bomb Bistro, they always give rave reviews. They don't call Sake Bomb Bistro the bomb for nothing. For catering, go to www.sakebombbistro.com or call 508-754-2426 or 508-754-2427.
You want to come back after this?
What's the next?
Sake Bomb.
You still got Main Street, the Y, ENC Auto. You didn't do Curry Management. Didn't do UOA.
We can try them.
Alright. Just let me know when you're ready to come back.
Are you a manufacturer, dealer, or distributor in the following industries? Agricultural equipment, material handling, construction machinery, power generation, commercial and retread tires, transport refrigeration, marine, heavy trucks, automobile, temperature control, utility vehicles, maintenance and repair, or something else? Then Curry Management is for you. Distribution analysis, dealerization, and dealer-distributor development are the top 3 services provided to manufacturers. We at Curry Management provide this along with the best practices groups, profit improvement workshops, merger and acquisitions, business valuations, and leadership management development to dealers and distributors. Do you own a closely held private company? We at Curry Management provide business continuation services, succession planning, leadership development, and other staff-related management training. Curry Management pride themselves in always being ready to assist manufacturers, dealers, and distributors in today's business challenges. Help yourself. Connect with Curry Management. www.currymanagement.com, 292 Lincoln Street in Worcester, 508-752-9229.
Mr. Y?
Nope. The Y could be the next one.
Yeah.
Alright, and then you want to come back after the Y?
Yeah, I think it's getting
It's
340.
Or is your car in need of general repair? If your answer is yes, then ENC Auto Body is the place for you. ENC Auto Body is Worcester's premier auto body shop. We have collision specialists and licensed appraisers on site, and we make sure that you receive the best service you can find. The results are always amazing, and we take pride in making your experience with us at ENC as painless as possible. Drop your car off and rest easy knowing that your car is in the best care. But be forewarned, your car may come out looking better than it did before your unfortunate situation. ENC Auto Body, we're here if you need us. Located at 16 DeMarco Terrace in Worcester. call us at 508-799-0014 and 774-329-7334.
This is Trooper Joe, Archangel of Return to Chivalry. People of Worcester, go and visit the YMCA on Main Street and find out the fitness programs available to help make you the you want to be.
This on? Yep. Alright, we're back. We're back. Yeah, we gotta pay the bills and stuff like that. And if you want to put your little company advertisement on either Troop It in the AM or Archangel of Return to Chivalry, just let us know. You can call us at 323-870-4378. And then we'll come down there and we'll just talk to you and let you know whatever you want to do, we can do it. We'll make it happen, because that's what we do here at the Archangel Troop It Studios. Live in beautiful uptown Worcester, right here. Wait, you don't even need to know where it is, because we'll come to you. Alright, I'm going back now. Last week I read Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Eve by Robert Frost. Yeah. And I'm going to look at that again, a little bit slower this time. So I'll read it to you first, okay? Y'all ready? Y'all sitting down? Comfortable? Got your feet up on something? Get your feet off that, little boy. What's the matter with you? Alright, just, here we go. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it's queer to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and frozen lakes, the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds that sweep of easy wind and downy flakes. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Now, that's a powerful poem right there. This is a poem for me anyways. I think this poem, you can interpret it any way you wish, you know, and I would advocate for everybody to go get a copy of this poem and just read it and think about it every once in a while, thinking about it in different ways and stuff. You don't have to think about it just reading the words and trying to see if they rhyme and stuff. You just think about it. I'm thinking about that the woods are life itself, you know. That's what the woods are, the life, and it's in there. It's like, whose woods these are, I think I know. It's like, whose life is this that I'm actually looking and observing and everything. Now, this is covetousness in some regards, but not really. It's just life. And his house is in the village, though. So it's like, you're looking at this person, you're looking at that life through like, well, he doesn't even live here. This person who owns all this stuff like this doesn't even live here. Look at all this like this. Now you're starting to form a, not envy or something like that, but you're looking at life and you're saying, I like this. This is something that I think that I can really be comfortable with. You know? This is something that really makes me feel happy. And then you start to justify it, this life. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. You still know it's not your life. See? It's still not yours. You still know it belongs to somebody else who lives in the village. But you're looking like, I could have this, you know. And while you're stopping there looking at it. But you're just looking at it. You're not bought into it. You're not fully convinced that you yourself can obtain a life like this that you find so cherished that you want, you know. But here's your conscience starts to come into play. And your conscience in this life here is your little horse. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near, you know, because that's your conscience saying, oh, I can't do this, there's nothing around here, who's going to help me, who's going to give me this, how am I going to be able to have something like this and everything? Even the person whose life this is, they don't even live out here because there's no way. They live in the village. So they have plenty of people helping them to maintain this beauty and stuff. See, that's your conscience telling you right now that you can't have this, you know. But you don't have to listen to that conscience. That conscience that you're hearing right there is a negative type of conscience. You don't have to listen to that little horse. But he's telling you in actuality, he'll tell you something later on too, but that horse is telling you that it's okay. And then it say, between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. And that's powerful. It's the darkest evening of the year. It's just not a dark evening. It's just not an evening, all right? It's the darkest evening of the year. You're feeling really bad about yourself now, you know, because you're standing here between the woods and frozen lake. So you're seeing all this all this beauty. You're in the woods. The lake is frozen. So, and with the frozen, and it's darkest evening of the year. So it's dark outside. So everything starts to be amplified. This ain't in the poem, but can you imagine? You're hearing the animals rustling on the frozen leaves and the frozen tundra. Everything's frozen, folks. It's like a refrigerator. Yeah, and then you're hearing the sounds of birds that are chirping at you to go away and leave me alone. And your imagination's starting to wander. But again, it's the darkest evening of the year for you. You personally in your life, this is the darkest evening because you don't feel that you can ever get there. You can't have this. Simply because no one's going to give it to you. Because, he will not see me stopping here. Nobody's going to see you there, so nobody's going to give it to you. So you're just standing there looking at this whole thing, feeling really bad about yourself because you are being given this. It's like, but your conscious, he thinks it's dumb for you to stop here and act like that in this place like this. So now your conscience starts to take control of you. He said, right, on the darkest evening of the year. But, yeah, everybody want to know that's like December 21st. But that's okay. That's beside the point. The point is the darkness. The darkness. That's it. The lowest levels. The darkness is someplace where you're feeling really bad and you feel fearful and everything. So here go the horse again. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. So your conscience is saying, what's up? Why are we still here on your darkest moment? You don't have to be here on your darkest moments. He's telling you to shake it off. You don't have to have this, But we're standing here, and all you're doing is feeling bad for yourself. You're not making any advances towards doing everything to make this want that you have, this emotional need that you have to obtain something like these woods. You're just standing here, feeling bad for yourself, real bad, because you're standing here on the darkest evening, and everything is starting to amplify, the wants, the fears, and everything like that. So this your conscience is taking over. And then the only other sounds that sweep of easy winds and downy flakes. So as your conscience starts to take over, now you're starting to hear more of the things that you can do. You start to hear the wind. You start to hear the snowflakes falling off the bare trees and stuff and hitting the ground. So they seem calming and pleasing to you and stuff. Now your emotional wants are being amplified and stuff. But you got your conscience already in there telling you there's no need for you just to stand here and just want. And in your want and want somebody else to give it to you, as this is where you put your roadblock in. He will not see me stopping here. Nobody will see you stopping there. So this is what it is all about. Your life is taking a turn. Your conscience is telling you to take control of your life yourself. You know who you are. This is the beautiful part of your life. You know, that's, unless there's a mistake. You know, that's what they're saying. Your conscience is telling you, you can do this. The mistake is that you believing that you can't unless somebody gives it to you. So then we go to the end. The woods are lovely, dark and deep. All that light that you've been looking at and everything, you're looking at it and say, yeah, this is beautiful. It's dark. It's deep. I like this. This is what I want. You know? But then you come to reality. But I have promises to keep. And that promises to keep is what the promise you make to yourself. Not the promise that you make to others. Not the promise that you make to your spouse or the promise that you make to your kids, but the promise that you make to yourself. You promise that these woods are lovely, dark and deep. And you like that. And you want to have that for yourself. You want to obtain that kind of pleasure and emotional happiness that you get from these woods that are lovely, dark and deep. So now you can see your promises to keep. Because that promise that you have to make for yourself. So you got to get busy. I can't just stand here and say I want somebody, please come by and give it to me. Help me, Lord. You know, you fall down on your knees, praise Jesus, give it to me. It ain't gonna work, folks. You gotta go get it. You gotta keep that promise to yourself and get it. And miles to go before I sleep. That's the first part of reality starts to set in. You finally look at your situation of life and say, that's right, I want this. I want all that deep, dark loveliness. You know, I want to have all that. I want this, and I want my house too to be in the village so that I can be around other people. I want to share all this beauty with everybody else, and this is what I want. But I got lots of miles to go before I sleep, so I got work. I got hard work, folks. That's what he's saying. That's why they say it twice. I just don't have work. I got hard work. It says, and miles to go before I sleep. And miles to go before I sleep. Because you saying something twice, you know it's hard. You got hard work. You got risk taking. You got sacrifices to make. You got unpleasantries to walk around and kick in. You got doors to knock down. You got mountains to bore through just to get to the other side. You know, anybody can climb a mountain, but boy, when you take your two fists and attack and punch a hole through it to get through the other side, now you're doing something. And you know that to get to where you want to be in life, that's the life. But you know those woods, those dark and deep woods and stuff, that tranquility that comes with those woods, the feeling of accomplishment or whatever, the connection that you have with nature, whatever it is that was in this poem that made him feel so good about himself, just right there with these woods. You know, that his life was just like these woods. But that you listen to your conscience and stuff and realize, but listen to the positive conscience. Don't listen to the first part of the negative conscience. Why you stopping me for? Let's go. You know, that was his negative. You can't ever have this. You're not good enough for this. You can't have that. There ain't nobody here to give it to you. That was the negative conscience rushing in there. But he started to feel that himself getting away from that negative, and the positive conscience, when it came in, you know, the positive conscience came in, he'd give that little bell of, wake up, fool. You know, if you want this, we got work to do. We got work to do. We got lots of work to do. We got miles to go before we sleep. And miles to go before I sleep. So, you know, that's life, folks. That's who I am. And that's how you need to, that's how you can approach life and become an archangel. It's not easy to become an archangel, not even a little bit. It's probably, anybody who wants to become an archangel and return to chivalry, it's probably going to be one of the hardest things that you're ever going to do in your life, because of the things that it takes to become an archangel, the sacrifices that you make with no glory attached to them. And next Thursday when I come back, we're going to start looking at those things, because an archangel is a warrior. It's a warrior class approach to chivalry. That's really what it is. I didn't put that out there in the beginning because I didn't think that a lot of people were ready for it. A lot of people wanted to just get stuck on the word chivalry. It's way more than chivalry. It's a holding the door open for somebody. That's part of it, but that has nothing to do. It's a warrior class return to chivalry. A warrior like a samurai warrior, a warrior like a medieval knights, like the Camelot knights and stuff like that. A warrior like a soldier, you know, in special ops or something like that. It's a warrior class. It's more than that too, because Archangel, if you want to take on that challenge, it goes even deeper. It goes, you become someone like Abraham, and when God told him, all right, Abraham, yeah, I'm going to make you the father of all your nation and stuff like that. Yeah, you just keep waiting, you know. That's you talk about miles to go before I sleep. Oh, Abraham, you're going to be the father of all the nations and stuff, but you got no kids. And everybody keeps getting older, older and older, and you don't have any kids, but don't worry, because I said it, you're going to get it. And you have faith enough to stay in that. And that's what it's like to be an archangel, have faith enough to stay the course. Just, there's no glory in it. He was the leader of his little tribe and stuff like that, but he wasn't the glory father of all nations. He had to have faith, and he had to stay the course at that time, because he didn't have any kids. And they were about 100 before they got kids. They got one kid, Isaac. What happened? You know, next thing you know, God said, look here, take him up on this mountain. You're going to sacrifice him. The only one thing you love. And see, that's the part that's hard to be an archangel. Because sometimes to be an archangel, you might be thinking that you're giving up the one thing that you truly love. And that one thing that you truly love is personal. Some people would say, of course I love my child, or I love my children. But do you love your children and you have faith enough in something else to take and sacrifice them? I mean, that's powerful. Do you love yourself more to say that I can't do this, I can't live like this? See, that's Archangel. No, nobody's going to ask you to sacrifice your children. That's just ridiculous, you know. That doesn't happen today, I don't think, you know. But you will be asked to do something. So an archangel is asked to do something sometimes they don't want to do, you know. Somebody, a good friend might ask, hey, I need to talk to you, you know. Could you keep it a secret? And you were like, yeah, I keep it a secret, you know. But then when you get home, you're going to tell your spouse. You're already wrong. You know, your friend put the faith in you because they needed to have you talk to listen to them, not talk. And that's what an archangel does. That's what a warrior does. You might be asked to, you never know, an archangel might be asked to run into a burning building and save a little child on the 3rd floor. You got to go. You know, if God put that situation in your way, you don't have any choice. You got to go. That's what it's going to be like to be an archangel. We're going to start to approach these situations. And not only is that the thing, at the same time, here's the part that's really fun, and then I got to close. As an archangel, you lead. You're a leader. You create other leaders. That's what archangels are really noted for. They create other archangels. So you have to lead. And it's not lead by example, you know. It's because you don't want to create them to be you. They have to be the best archangel that they can be. They have to know who they are to be able to be somebody that's going to be able to be somebody that's an archangel. But we're going to look at that next time. On Thursday, folks. Remember, it's going to be on Thursday. Alright, thanks for everybody hanging out. It went by too fast. I hope everybody had fun. And, you know, I suggest everybody look at Robert Frost's poem and interpret it any way you want to. You know, it's your mind. Let it free. Let it free. You know, Robert Frost, he already was the poet, but every poet has another poet who wants to interpret their works. You know, so and that's fine. You can be the poet too. You can be the philosopher. You can be anything you want to be. And I'm Trooper Joe. And I want to tell everybody to have that fun, and I'm sending love to everybody out there. Alright, I'm gone.
William.
Yeah.
Come shut off this camera, please. Now, was it Willow the one that was jumping?
Yeah, Willow upstairs in her room.
In her room, upstairs?
Thank you
Yeah,
for
she was
using
doing
Blog
it.
Talk Radio. Goodbye.
And you could hear it. Turn off that camera. You could hear it all the way.
She was jumping.
Yeah, the other girls were sitting on the couch watching TV. Willow was the only one jumping.